Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
We're live.
Okay.
Well, if we are live, this is the first time we've gone live on Instagram.
Well, the first time you have.
Are you sure it's live? Are you sure we're recording?
It says live.
So this will be recorded, yeah?
Look, somebody's already jumped in, so...
Oh, okay.
There you go, 34 people so far.
Okay, hi everyone. We've never gone live before. Well, Catzmagick has, but I haven't. We were going to do a recording in the car, but we just thought we'd
Look
go
at all the hearts.
live.
Oh,
so
that's good fun.
So I'm gonna. Is there a time limit on?
No, you can just as much as you want.
So this one may end up going on YouTube. So I've just got a few things to say, and then Catzmagick, you can say what you want. These realizations that have come to me over the last sort of 24 hours, really, through dream work and realizations that have come to me during the day, based on what I've been saying in the last couple of videos. So the first thing that came to me, literally recently today, like in the last hour, you know, I was thinking about, shall we talk about the novel? Yeah.
Okay.
If this is going to go on.
Oh, I suppose
YouTube.
you've got to be careful.
Yeah, I was thinking about the Bifurcated Village, the novel, and I was thinking about the Gloria Love and all the village inhabitants and the kind of conversations that are being had by the unaware village inhabitants and the pieces of cloth that go over their faces. And a conversation is being explored that has been deliberately forced upon the people by the overlords about wearing the pieces of cloth over their faces, as if that should be a mandatory law that the overlords create in the village, or whether it should be the personal choice of the individuals to wear that piece of cloth or not. And what I felt was that the argument about personal choice, body autonomy, is the core argument here and the core issue. Because this is really serious, crazy car game, but I'm not used to it. Normally we're just messing around. So let me just remember what I said to you. The ultimate core of this decision that the overlords are trying to use to manipulate is body autonomy and personal choice. So if a discussion can be had that kind of changes this belief that we've had for thousands of years, predominantly in society, that body autonomy and personal choice is everything, and now change that core belief in the eyes of most of the inhabitants in the village, to personal choice and body autonomy is a luxury. It is not a right. That's not what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying the overlords are creating as a hijack. And if that particular core belief can be sort of inverted to body autonomy is not a right, personal choice is not a right, it is a luxury. It's a luxury that we've been able to afford all these years since the beginning of time. But now, because of this pathogenic situation in the village, we can no longer afford the luxury of personal choice or body autonomy. And so that debate will be hammered out, and it's kind of happening in the UK domain at the moment, but we're seeing echoes of that in all the other domains. It's specific to the UK domain because of the fact that the restrictions are about to be lifted, apparently, by Borisio Johnstonian, the overlord who oversees the UK domain. So if this particular debate can be hammered out amongst the sleeping population in the village and amongst those who write the papyrus news reports that get delivered to all the huts, those in charge of those news reports, those that are involved in, you know, their form of media, if you will, are hammering out this debate over the pieces of cloth that go over the face. If that debate can be hammered out to the nth degree and come up with a new core belief, which is body autonomy and personal choice is a luxury, not a right. If they can come to that core belief amongst the majority of the population in the village over the pieces of cloth that go over the face, when the partaking of the poisoned apple or drinking the poisoned apple juice is delivered to all of the inhabitants of the village, that same debate can be switched to the poisoned apple juice. And they can say, well, we had this debate already over the pieces of cloth that go over the face. We've already done this debate, and that stands for the apple juice as well. So that's this big debate that is going to be occurring in the UK domain. It's already started now, but the aim is to change that core belief. I'm not saying they're going to be able to do it, because there's going to be white knight, white hat antidote to this. But that's the core belief they're trying to change amongst most people's minds. Body autonomy and personal choice over your physical body isn't a right, it's a luxury, and we don't have that luxury anymore. So your body is no longer yours, it belongs to society. That's the way that core belief, which is a spiritual belief, it's a spiritual law, it's a divine, galactic, universal law. That core belief is being hijacked, and that debate will occur over the pieces of cloth over the face, and will then transfer to the poisoned apples. That is the first thing that came to me. Now, over the last sort of 24 hours, last night, another thought came to me. If you saw my video where I'm talking about how I was looking at the energies of the different days in July for the inhabitants of the village, and I landed on July the 11th, which I didn't realise was actually the date of our football final here in the UK in the real life. So I decided to write that in the village, because they are also having a big ball game on July the 11th. What I actually saw was this code that looked metallic and black coming into our reality on July the 11th, and I felt that it was somehow connected to the big game. So that's what I was writing in that particular chapter. I realised that that code looked very similar to that green code that falls down when you watch the Matrix films, or if you look at any of the Matrix promotional photographs, you'll see this green code. Well, it was the same, but sort of metallic, dark grey, sort of black steel-like colour or vibration, metallic vibration. But then it dawned on me that the Matrix code in the film, which it looked so similar to, and it was raining down like a sort of digital rain. It dawned on me that that code is digital in the Matrix film. And now I'm wondering if the hijacking in the village, the way that we're going to write the novel, is the hijacking more than just taking this ball game and saying everybody's been ignoring rules, and therefore the pathogen has created a new strain and it's become this huge great spike. Is it more than just that? I also said that there was a 30% probability that the game wouldn't go ahead, but now I'm thinking, I still think that that is a probability, but could it be, rather than the game not going ahead in the novel, that because this digital dark black rain is digital, might this be some kind of interruption with the internet signal so that the game goes ahead, but the individuals in the village can't watch it on their screens? Because there is technology in the village, they do have an internet system similar to ours. Could this be some kind of pretend or fake infiltration in the inhabitants of the village's internet system? So that was the other thought that came to me, because that dark sort of matrix code is digital. So is it a digital hijack? That's just the other thought that came to me. And the other thing that I'd like to say, which is really amazing, really. So this is related to the video I did about the Mr. T coin that rolled out of my bedding and fell in front of me. It was a gold coin, and it's Mr. T, and it was like the universe was saying to me, I'm back. Here I am. I'm now no longer hidden under the bed, wrapped up in your sheet. I'm now here for you to see. So it was like a personal message for me. Well, now there has been a global planetary message in the same way. So instead of a little gold coin rolling in front of me, what's actually happened, and you can find this if you go and DuckDuckGo this or Google this or whatever. If you type in New Haven in the UK, during a storm, King Neptune's face appears in the waves during this storm. So if you go and Google New Haven UK King Neptune in storm, you'll see the picture of King Neptune. So this is just something that people are talking about, and it's on mainstream news. Now, if you zoom in on King Neptune's face, who does he look like? Now, I've known for a while that Mr. T holds the energy of Neptune or Poseidon. There have been times in the channel transmissions when the Nine have spoken. If you go back and listen to some of the channel transmissions over the last few months, the Nine have spoken about Poseidon and King Neptune, King of the Sea, and they have shown me the Poseidon energy and the King Neptune energy merged together with Mr. T, as if Mr. T embodies that King Neptune or Poseidon energy. And I actually asked the Nine,
There you're back.
Hi everyone, it appears the recording was interrupted. That's strange, isn't it? So we're back. I asked the Nine, is Mr. T the reincarnation of King Neptune? And what they said was not necessarily reincarnation. That is not really the right word to use. It's more physical embodiment of that frequency of Poseidon or Neptune. And they answered yes. And when King Neptune or Poseidon holds this trident, this stands for the tribulation, and the trifurcation, so the three world split. So the return of he who embodies Poseidon or King Neptune is the king, the solar king, the king of the sea, the king of the ocean. When he returns, he holds his trident because he brings with him, or is a symbol of the time of the tribulation, but he brings with him the moving into the trifurcation. So at the moment we see a bifurcation, a two-world split, but when we see the symbol of Poseidon or Neptune with his trident step forward, we move into the trifurcation. So what this King Neptune face in the ocean in New Haven in the UK is showing the world that that energy is here, it's coming back. And it's exactly the same thing as my little Mr. T coin. That was a personal synchronicity for me. This is a global, planetary symbol for us all. When Mr. T steps forward, then that is a sign that the Neptune Poseidon energy with the trident is there. And that's when we enter the trifurcation, which is a three-world split, which is everything splitting into three groups or three parts. The surface level realizations that have come to me and communications that I've had with the Nine in dream time and over the day today, I've been sort of linked in and having these conversations. They're the three things, and I wanted to just get them out. So what I'd like to say to everyone, if we do put this up on YouTube, is Catzmagick and I have been doing crazy car capers for about a year, several months, where we sit in the car and we just have a laugh and get really crazy and really silly, and they get uploaded to my
People are writing, but for some reason...
Watch the water. Yes, I don't know if you can still hear us, but absolutely. I don't know if it was...
Hang on, somebody write something. Can you still hear us now? Please write pineapple if you can hear us.
Yeah, if you can hear us, can you write pineapple? Why are you thinking of pineapple?
I don't know, just a code word. But it's...
Frozen.
It says live, but all the hearts are coming
so
through.
nobody's... Yeah, the hearts are coming through and we can see... Messing with you, yeah. Something's pineapple there.
Right.
They can still hear us.
But
Okay.
it's gone black. That's weird.
Can you say cucumber if you can actually see us?
Because here it says
Pineapple.
It's black.
They can hear us. Can you write cucumber if no picture?
picture.
Okay. Well, that's fine. You can just hear us. So basically, yes, watch the water. Absolutely. My goodness me. And did that not come from, I believe, the 17th wizard in the village? Or did that come from Mr. T? I don't know. But watch the water was spoken of. So
for some reason
that's all I wanted to say, really.
The camera's got a cross on it.
Okay,
if I press that, will it?
No. Oh, then we're back.
I've
Okay.
got no idea why. It went
Sorry about this, everyone.
Who's doing that?
So what I was saying is we've been making these crazy car capers on and off for about a year, uploading them to social media. So everyone who follows us, me on Instagram and Telegram, they'll be familiar with all our crazy car capers. But you guys on YouTube won't have seen us do our little chats in the car. Normally we talk about whatever comes to us, and I don't normally come out with more sort of what I see as important subjects, but because these important subjects carry on from what I've been talking about, I would like this to go on YouTube. Catzmagick, would you like to say anything? Oh, shut up now.
No, it's your show. It's your channel. I'm not gonna, unless you ask me to be on it. It's cool. I understand. I would just concur what you were speaking about with the village, that I think the focus or refocus will be on making people feel shame regarding their personal choice, what they do with their body, like we've figured out for millions of years anyway. It will be this shame, like if you're not doing this, you're being unkind to other people, you're treating them disrespectfully, without... You know, the whole thing, it's been there the whole time. You're putting other people at risk, either by not having a face thing or by not having the Jezebel juice. It's been there forever, but I do think over the next couple of weeks in the UK here, that is going to be the focus of the attack. Shame.
Well, yeah, but we're talking about the fiction.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
We're not saying this is really happening in real life, are we? Because we're on Instagram.
UKarnia. In the UKarnia land.
Oh, is that what it is? Oh, that's a good name, UKarnia.
So in the UKarnia, which has some similarities to
the fictional novel, which Catzmagick is helping me to write.
I haven't studied the full mythology.
In the fictional novel in UKarnia, there's an attack, but there's not an attack in real life, obviously.
Of course. However, yes. Sorry, I haven't studied the mythology.
How many people are in the chat room?
There should be a concordance. So
Can you see how many people are in the chat room?
Okay, it says 190.
Wow. Hi, everybody.
So in UKarnia, it would appear in this hypothetical world that the focus right now will be on instilling shame into the
village inhabitants.
That number one, that they are shameful in their thoughts and feelings, not wanting to wear a face covering or have the Jezebel juice, and also encouraging other people to be ashamed of people and have contempt and I'm not even sure. Like I said, I think that the focus right now it is shame rather than fear, and this is what we were talking about just now.
That's a good idea. So you can write this chapter, can't you?
What we were talking about just now, that might be a good idea if I was a dark master running.
If you were an overlord
in
the village.
If I was an overlord in the village, if I could get that feeling and really aggravate it to the nth degree in people, and this is the other really crafty thing that a dark overlord would do. If the dark overlord, he withdraws restrictions, but he gets the inhabitants to police each other. That is the true test that the enchantment has fully taken hold. That even when they say, "Hey, you don't need to stay apart from each other. You don't need to."
That's really interesting.
You don't need to wear the face covering.
The piece of cloth.
And people still choose to do it anyway.
The piece of cloth from the giant cloth bird.
The cloth bird.
Yeah.
So I think that is the true measure, that it's really taken hold in people's psyche.
But what's interesting
when you say you can do what you want and they still end up doing that thing.
Yes, but you said, right, so when the village inhabitants begin to police one another in the novel, should we write a story?
That's the thing. Even when it's back. Sorry.
So I was just asking Catzmagick, or plot twist, might that particular agenda where the village inhabitants police one another, because that would need to be absolutely watertight and in place for the agenda to succeed. Might the plot twist be that falls apart and those that police each other actually stop policing one another? I mean, that's what do you think?
That's
should we write that in the storyline?
I think we should. That's unknown right now, and I wouldn't claim to have a projection.
I see that falling apart. It falls apart.
I think when you think about it, though, feeling shame, a lot of us carry that from childhood, from having unfair parenting or school teachers or figures of authority. I think this could be the big thing to actually aggravate the feeling of shame in people, that you, as a human entity in the novel, by default, you are dirty, you are filthy, you are disease-ridden.
You're doing something wrong.
And you are scum, and you are going to infect everybody else with your scum.
And that you are getting told off.
If you can make a person feel like that by default...
That you're getting told off. Like you said, your childhood traumas are being triggered
simply by
when you got told off by the teacher at school, and it's reminding you of it.
Simply by being a human, you are, by default... a lesser thing.
It's the opposite.
A horrible thing.
It's the opposite of self-empowerment, which is why all the channels and the aware teachers and have been out there for years teaching about self-empowerment, because it's so important, because now that's being targeted in this story, in this village. Self-empowerment within the inhabitants is being targeted by the overlords. But it's not happening in real life.
Another detail for the plot twist, and I think this is potentially a warning on how...
I've gone live on that.
Right.
Okay, back. We're back. We're going to have to say goodbye because the signal's not good.
We'll look at some of the comments in a minute. I'll just say the last little thing. I was going to say some of the characters in the novel will maybe have to hold back the urge to stand up and say, I am sovereign, I am powerful, because then in the novel the Dark Masters, the overlords, you don't want to give them any...
Unless you stand up together, unless all the village inhabitants stand up at the same time.
It's about strategy. You don't want them to actually put you down as a dissident
no.
or a non-conformist.
Play the game when you're on your own, and you're not in a group.
You know, when you're a teenager, it's cool.
In the village.
When you're a teenager, it's cool to be a non-conformist and a rebel. But this is a different world we're in now. So
in the novel,
you've got to be like
James.
James Bond doesn't go into the enemy's lair and just announce that he's there, or announce that he's a secret agent, or that he's gathering information. Should we just look at some of these?
Yeah.
Some of these
comments.
Right. Now, I've learned how to do this because you've never been live before.
Not on Instagram. I have on Facebook.
So you can scroll back.
Oh, right,
so
yeah.
I'll read out some stuff.
Okay.
Okay. There's tons of stuff. Somebody put, thanks, Daniel, great point. Thank you. I literally just looked for something with my name on. So if you scroll up and down, you could read some stuff that people
Thanks, Daniel, great point. We who don't wear the U know what had to go through standing in sovereignty from the start a year ago, and won't be shamed into wearing one now. So I think what she's meaning is, if she were an inhabitant in the village, she wouldn't wear the piece of cloth that the giant cloth bird brings down. Shame?
Somebody wrote about shame.
Shame, a feeling unworthiness, yeah. What people of Ukraine realise, apple juice doesn't work. They won't police anyone. When they realise it doesn't work, yeah. When they realise not only is the apple juice not working, well, the signal, yeah.
It did, look. Bizarrely, when I opened the car door and let some of the steam out, because we've just been swimming and we're wet,
yeah.
the signal comes back.
Okay, we have to say goodbye.
Right, okay. I'll just do one last thing.
The signal's so bad.
I'll just do one last... I'm allowed to do one silly thing right at the end. Okay, so... What do you mean, oh dear?
How silly is it?
All right.
This is going on YouTube.
I know.
This is going on my main #1 platform.
All right, I'll just be really
No, go on, be silly. I'm kidding.
Well, no, I done it right at the end.
Just be silly.
Like, all the people are like...
Don't swear, though.
I would never swear. All the people are like, oh, I'm not in the mood for Catzmagick yet.
Go on.
Even though they are in the minority, because I know I've got a fan base.
Yeah,
man.
you have.
I've got so much
Go on,
love.
be silly
Thank
then.
you,
be silly.
Okay, but I've just put the silliness at the end.
Go
So-
on
so
then.
then
Oh,
people-
what- sorry, but we need
So
to
all
say
the
goodbye
serious-
because the
right.
signal's not
All right.
working.
All I wanted to do is like, as a male in the UK, society dictates that I feel a certain way towards football. That I have to be enthusiastic about football. So this is what society dictates that I should be like towards football. Come on, England! Football's coming home! Vindaloo! Vindaloo! Yeah, yeah! 3 lines on the chest! No, 3 lines on the shirt! And, go on, my son!
We're going to have to cut
when
that
in
bit.
reality-
That can't go on YouTube.
When in reality, this is how I feel about football.
I think you made your point.
They
But-
scored a goal.
But
yeah.
you've just insulted every
No,
football player.
I just said as
football fan who sits there with their beer watching the match on Sunday shouting 3 lines on a shirt. You've just insulted them all.
I didn't. No, you just insulted them all by telling them that I insulted them. I
Yeah, but
didn't.
you're acting-
I simply, as like just an anthropological insight, said this is how a man is expected to act towards football in the UK, and I'd done that, and that's all. There was no insult. It was just.
We'll probably
just
edit that bit
documentary.
out for YouTube. Well, we better say goodbye.
Why didn't you edit me out of your life then? That's fine. I know there must be some nice ladies out there, because somebody said to you, "Oh, I wish I could clone a Catzmagick."
You know, ladies like football. I've got a friend who absolutely loves football. In fact,
So I'm not saying I don't like the person.
most people I know are going to be watching the football, whether they're male, female, whether they're shouting Vindaloo at the top of their voices or not. Most people in the UK
I'm not
are going to
insulting
be
the
watching the
people.
match.
I'm not insulting the people. I'm just showing interest in the culture that has arisen, that you have to bellow and shout.
Yes, it's a tribal,
yeah, and that's neither good nor bad. I'm just saying
ritualised
it is.
act.
I love football. I've just realised I've been in denial this whole time. I'm coming out of the football closet. I love football. Woohoo! England, we're gonna score one more than you. Who are we playing against?
I think you're missing the amateur
Sorry,
dramatics.
who
you need
are
to
we-
get back on the stage and do a play or something.
So who are we playing against?
It's Italy.
Woo, 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 woo. Dude, I don't
We're
know any
editing
football
this
terms.
out. So
Are you, no, are you seriously
we're-
editing this
I
out?
don't know if this should go on YouTube. What do you think? Do you think we should put this on YouTube?
Right.
What's everyone
Hang on a
saying?
minute. If you think we should leave this bit in, please write the words.
I'm still hearing pineapple.
All right. Oh, if you think we should
There
leave
was-
this bit in, please.
I hate football and I...
Okay. All right. Should we leave this in? Just write yes.
Yes. Should we leave this
Right.
silliness in?
Just write yes or no.
What, for YouTube?
Right. We haven't had any
I
no's
don't
yet.
wanna lose
Look,
my
yes.
platform.
Yes.
Yeah, channeling,
Yes.
channeling and banter. Why
Why not?
not? Why
See,
not?
nobody's written no.
No, they haven't.
Nobody's written no.
Leave it.
That-
Okay, we're gonna have to say goodbye because we keep losing the signal.
Thank you everyone for joining us.
Bye,
Big love.
everyone.
Mwah, 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 mwah. Are you
Right.
sure you want to end your live video? Yes.
End.